24 Hours of Le Mans is auto racing's Boston Marathon, a brutal test of endurance where competitors race stunningly fast cars for 24 hours straight at speeds that can exceed 200 miles an hour on the fastest sections of the incredibly long 8.5-mile Circuit de la Sarthe road course. The race is a punishing test that pushes driver and machine to their limits and sometimes beyond. Hello everyone around the world, I am William, the Zebra All Color, bringing you live coverage for the season-ending exhibition race that is run by Road King himself. We'll be simulating the 24 hours of Le Mans in a 2-hour race session, so we'll get the full 24-hour day-night cycle in a 2-hour race session. And it's going to be good. Looks like 8 drivers have showed up. Actually, that's going to be 7. Yeah, because I think it's still showing me for whatever reason. Let's just verify that. Yeah, so 7 drivers. Looks like a new person in. That's Dread II coming in. So welcome to him. Hope all the guys will be able to give him a good welcome. Going with a different layout here tonight. Didn't get the race director layout, so we'll be able to have a little bit more information as far as the weather and how much fuel the people have, along with the ambient and track temperature as well. 5 minutes left to go in qualifying. Looks like the fastest guys are going about sub 4 minutes per qualifying lap. So the guys are going to be starting their last couple of laps here. As we're going to have all this information up for you and ready to watch. It's going to be 2 hours of fast, tough, long racing. It is endurance racing, so expect the pack to be spread out. We should see pit strategy definitely come into play towards the end of the race. So fast, exciting beginnings as people jostle for position and try to find their pace, and then drivers just driving their race. And then towards the end, it should be another mad dash depending on the drivers' pit strategy and how well they can stay clean from damage. Let's take a look at the time set so far. So we have J-Mutt currently in first position, pole position right now, as he's going to be starting his last lap. 3:55.697 is his time. Then we have the Camel down with a 3:55.937. I'm sure it's just P cars being P cars. I'm sure at nighttime drivers are going to be using softs, so just P cars being P cars. Then we have Dub Racing 10 currently in P3 with a 3:58.272. Then we have Road King with a 4-minute 2.98. Behind him we have Jacob D48 with a 4:02.607, and then we have Potts 4:11.642, 15 seconds off the pole position. And then we have Dread II as he just joined, so I don't know if this is his time lapse or not, or if he's just gonna get familiar with this car. So a newcomer. I personally haven't seen him. So 7 drivers lining up for tonight's 7-hour extravaganza. So we'll be able to bring you some facts, some history about the track and car, which is going to be a one-make series race. So they're going to be racing in the Ferrari 488 GTE, and that it's a little bit faster than its GTE little brother. And we'll get into kind of the specifics between the difference between the GTE and GT3 racing class. So let's follow around Camel as he's going into the Porsche S's now. 2 minutes to go. He actually still has time to set another lap if he so wishes. And he has the fuel for it. So let's see what he sets. So he is approaching the last section of these quick chicanes here towards the end. So what time he sets? He's going to set a 3:54.619. That's going to be good enough to put him in pole position by over a second, just a little over a second. So let's see if J Mutt can respond. Pushing a little bit wide off the exits of the Porsche S's. Coming up 50 seconds to go. Oh, getting a little bit sideways there. Can he save it? No, he can't. And that's going to be his qualifying run over. A spectacular way to end the qualifying run. So let's follow around Jacob here. See if he can improve his time, getting to the sub 4 minutes. Cutting that last chicane. I don't know if that's going to validate his time or not, but he's going to come across the line. And no time set. And is he going to try to go for another timed lap? Really long gears there. Just getting into fourth. It looks like I think he's going to have another go at it. Unless the guys tell him to stop so he can go racing. But yeah, he's gonna have enough time to set his lap. Just crossed the finish line with just under like 5 seconds left. So let's run on board with him inside the cockpit here as he goes way wide as he goes down the Mulsanne straight. See where he brakes just a little bit before the 100-meter mark. It's going to accelerate on out. Yeah, he really is. He's really pushing hard. So it's an exhibition race, so I don't think there's going to be any like penalties doled out. But top 2 drivers will be receiving prizes here tonight, courtesy of the Camel. Just braking just before the 100-meter mark, so braking about 125-ish it looks like. And he's going to use all that track to help get into this next right-hander coming up. There's a little bit of a kink before it that can throw some drivers off, but you want to try to brake as that's like a straight line really. Using all the track, trying to keep his momentum up. Wants to stay out of the sand there, but he does so. Drift King 44 getting in. So I don't know if we're going to reset or not. So stand by for that. Here he comes approaching Indy. Very, very famous corner. Okay. So Camel using hards on the first quality lap and softs on the second. As that would make sense, it was the middle of the day. And then as temps dropped, those hards aren't going to do much as far as fast laps. And Drift King looks like trying to join, so I think we might be doing a quick restart here to let him on in, which is fine, because more the merrier, please. Jacob going in the Porsche Ashes now, pushing a little bit, kind of sliding a little bit. Kind of stays in that high rev. Ooh, gets a little bit too tail happy. Car's really pushing. A little bit too tight a setup, but oh man, gets a little bit loose there. Car seems a little bit unstable. I don't know if that's how it's actually handling or if that's just the game itself. Kind of like from my end, looks a little jittery. Then he's going sideways. Can he improve his time here? He's got to beat a 4:02.607, and he does not. It looks like he's going to stay in P5. Yeah, he will not. Actually, he does improve his time by a half a second, but it doesn't improve his starting position. So there you have it. Starting the lineup, we have the Camel in pole position. Surprise, surprise. Followed by J-Mutt in second, just over a second off of the pole time. Looks like he had a fast lap that definitely could have challenged Camel, but that last little bit of real estate on track caught him off guard and spun him around. So 7 drivers starting up, getting their pit strategies in and ready to go. Want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. 2 hours of racing here at Circuit de la Sarthe for the simulated 24 hours of Le Mans and the Ferrari 488 GTE. 7 cars lining up. I'm going to take a drink of some soda pop and we'll be getting ready to call the action. So track temperature, 111 degrees Fahrenheit. So more than likely the drivers will be starting on the hards here. Softs will wear out too quick and you'll only be able to get like not even a full lap in before they really kind of start to wear out. But we saw during qualifying as it got nighttime, it got to about 86 degrees track temperature, which is very, very ideal for the soft tires. So pit strategy will most definitely come into play. I don't think that there is any specific starting limit for fuel, but I could be wrong about that. Alright, so Camel starting first, J-Mutt second, Dub Racing 10 in third, Road King, your host for tonight for this for the exhibition race, starting in fourth, Jacob D48 in fifth, Potvin Sucks in sixth, and then Dread at 2-2, our newcomer here, starting in the back for 7th place. So here we go as we get ready to go. Green flag racing here at Circuit de la Sarthe. Going to be doing a standing start. And we are underway. Camel gets a great jump. J-Mutt gets really left behind. I don't know what happened there. Got caught napping hard, but it's going to be Camel leading, followed by Dub Racing and Road King, Potts, J-Mutt, Jacob, and Dread. As we have a car already off way into the dirt, that's going to be Dub Racing. That's going to allow Road King to go ahead and take second place. And we already got some early jostling for position. They're going 3 wide underneath the Dunlap Bridge, it seems. That's going to be Dub Racing, J-Mutt, and Potts battling for position. There's a little bit of contact there. A little bit of rubbing early on. That's going to be Potts taking the early 4th position, followed by Jacob, J-Mutt, and Dread in the back. Just watching everyone kind of battle here as we have a great kind of shot back here. This is J-Mutt. We're following Potts around as Jacob's going to try to scoot on ahead, but here comes J-Mutt. He's got a fast car, and he's going to try to break on through. Back up to where he started already. Not even not even done with the first sector, but Camel already up 2 seconds. So place your bets now. How many laps Camel's going to win by? My guess is 3. Depends on how well everyone else can stay nice and tidy. On board with Dub Racing, he's going to be looking to the outside. Drag Racing down into the second chicane. Dub Racing's got the better top speed end, it looks like. But Road King's going to have the preferred line. No, he doesn't. Road King's going to fall behind. There's Jacob and J-Mutt right behind him. J-Mutt really losing out there. 5 laps for Camel. All right. That's pretty close. There's Potts, and all the way in the back, that's going to be Dread. There you see J-Mutt really taking it wide, really getting a lot out of the corner, trying to shoot out as Jacob goes into the sand. That's going to allow J-Mutt to really close in. He's going to try to make a pass before Indy. There he goes on the inside. Side-by-side racing. He's going to get the spot done. Only so many paint schemes for this car. I think there's like only 3 or 4 or something like that. So you're going to see multiple paint schemes here today. J-Mutt getting into the grass. That's going to allow Jacob to get the spot back. Yes, it will. Let's ride on board with J-Mutt. He's having his hands full with his car right now. Had a really bad start. I wonder what happened there. A real dang shame for sure as he enters in the Porsche S's now. Jacob pushing a little wide. I think Jacob's setup might be a little too tight for this track because he's really having trouble through the fast sweeping corners. This is really, really pushing, not rotating the way he wants it. There he goes, pushing way wide. If he can, if he's able to adjust his any part of his car, any of his roll bars, he should make them a little bit softer, just to help with the rotation during the corners. Because if not, it's going to be a long race for him. And here comes J-Mutt. He's going to get the better exit out of the last chicanes down the front stretch. He's going to be on his way to try to take 3rd place from Road King. As lap 1 is complete, and Camel already ahead by 3 seconds. We got some smoke going on. That's going to be Jacob losing out somewhere. So I wonder what happened there. I think his setup just might be a little bit too tight. J-Mutt taking out a couple of the bollards there. Oh, that's going to be a Road King spinning around, hitting the wall hard. He's going to have a long way back to the pits. I don't know if there's actually any damage on or not. I kind of hope there isn't. There don't seem to be any like any cosmetic damage. But let's actually ride on board real quick with him. Steering wheel still looks straight. And it looks like he's still having about the same amount of speed as everyone else. Yeah, so I don't think they have damage on, which is really, really nice, or else whew, be a long day for a couple of these guys here. Let's follow J-Mutt as he's going to attempt to run down Dub Racing. As all these drivers are going down the Mulsanne straight as quick as possible. It's already J-Mutt pulling ahead of the group behind him, and Jacob looks like leading the train. Not a very big train, or a very close train. Pot's the closest person right now. Is the closest as we have to a battle. We know Jacob's fast, but again, we're going to be going back to that setup because he's looking pretty tight. Just, oh, that's Potts. My bad. But still, Potts carrying way too much speed. I'm going into Indy there. But yeah, Jacob looks like he's getting ready to check out there. He's right on board with Potts. Drift King has left the session, so no restart for them. But looks like, what's this? J-Mutt again has fallen off. So I don't know what's going on with his car, but he seems to be all over the place. And even Road King has fallen back too, so there might have been some contact between the two. And J-Mutt going into the pits. Or he's just going to cut through the pit. He's going to cut through the sand rather. So alrighty then, J-Mutt going into the pits. Road King now moving up to 5th, and Potts challenging Jacob for 3rd place now. Oh, Jacob pushing really hard. He's going to slide, but he's going to save it. No damage done to any other cars there. He's going to get this car turned right back around. The car's just too tight. Looks like it just snapped right around. That's going to put Potts up in 3rd position and Road King right behind him by about a little over a second, it seems. So while we have a little break in the action, actually never mind, things might get a little spicy between Potts and Road King. Looks like that battle has died down real quick, so let's go and start going over the history that is the Circuit de la Sarthe track. So before it even started running the 24-hour races that we've all come to So before they even started racing automobiles here, back in the 1920s, those actually ran with motorcycles through the suburbs of Le Mans. So they would run along the public roads to Mulsanne and then back again. And that circuit measured more than 10 miles. As at the end of that 1920 motorcycle race, out of the 31 starters, only 4 finished. So, yikes. That is absolutely amazing. I always like to hear, like, before the car races, you know, it's just like, they would run motorcycle races. And even that, 10 miles long. You know, and I'm pretty sure, like, majority of it was, you know, long straights anyway. So, very, very, you know, high revving, you know, sounds of motorcycles back from the 20s, and, you know, they just must have just been, you know, just destroyed afterwards. More on that in a little bit, as Road King going about a second faster, actually more of a half a second faster than Potts. So we have a battle for third position brewing up. As we're actually going to go back here, this is between J-Mutt and Dredd. The way Dredd's been driving, as far as his pace goes, should be an easy overtake for him. He's got to be careful not to loop it. Although those are slow corners going up, approaching the Dunlap Bridge, you can easily just over rev and just easily spin it and trying to get up to speed. But I love that section right there, that downhill left right, because you just get it just right and it's like a hot knife going through butter. You absolutely got to love it. There he goes, J-Mutt around the outside. He's going to be able to get the job done, no problem. Actually, yep, there he goes. But it's a nice little drag race between the two. But J-Mutt just edging him out on top speed, and Dredd trying to stay in the draft, which is actually not a bad idea. Try to get back up to the rest of the group with him, just staying in the draft and working together. That seems to be the key to success. As J-Mutt again is pushing really wide. Some of these drivers must just have a little bit too tight of setups here. As we're going to go back up front to the battle for third and fourth here. Potts still holding Road King off. Oh, and Potts just straight up overshooting, completely missing his braking point. That's going to give Road King, I keep wanting to say Rosta, I'm sorry, Road King his third place. And is he going to be able to run down Dub, because Dub's running 3:58. He actually ran a faster lap time than Campbell, but as I say that, it looks like Dub has gone off somewhere. I don't know where. Could have been the entrance into Indy. So he was about 3 seconds down, but that mishap has lost him 12 seconds and counting. So that's going to give Campbell a nice hefty lead. And that's going to put a little bit of pressure on Dub, as he's going to have about 9 seconds between him and Road King here. And the J-Mutt's going to try to catch back up. Still got a lot of time in this race, an hour and 44 minutes. As Potts setting his best lap delta. Potts still on the attack here, still within that 1 second margin, going fast. His fastest lap so far in the race, 4:03. 862, but Road King going a 401. And Camel getting to the 57s now, 357.4. It's absolute blazing lap times. And J-Mud again, he's not having that great of a race. He's falling back down again. And his car, he's seen better days. Just say it like that, seen much better days. Potts still chasing down. Was actually right on board with him. He should be in the draft right now, about half a second back. He's going to try to dive in. There you see a little bit of lockup from Road King. I see Road King immediately moving to the inside, trying to break up any type of immediate draft. Which is very fast speeds. Redlining. I think that might actually be redlining in fifth gear, but Potts pushing really wide but saves it. But he's going to be losing a lot of time driving the course that way. And Road King kind of overshot that corner a bit, pushing a little bit too wide, allowing Potts to close up a little bit of distance. And Potts actually going faster. 1.034. Ambient temperature and track temperature has starting to drop as the sun has started to kind of come down. A little bit of cloud coverage as well. So track below 100 degrees. So when we see our first set of pit stops, we should see the change between hards to softs here. And Potts improving his time, 4:02.945, and Road King going 4:03.140. So Potts getting faster with every lap. As 5 laps are down. Oh, gotta be careful, gotta stay off that grass. I'll be losing that grip up there. Once again, Potts in the draft. See how well he can dive in there. Beautiful aerial shot going into the first chicane down the Mulsanne. Dove Racing has actually been able to pull away from these two. Remember a couple laps ago, he had an off somewhere which set him back a good bit, and he still hasn't able to really recover that to catch up to Camel. But he has able to pull himself away by about 8 seconds from these two guys battling in the back. I'm sorry, not 8 seconds. More of like, more about 5 seconds. I'm sorry, 15 seconds rather. Yeah, I was able to gain for a total of 15 seconds. There we go. That's how you math. Still, that's not how you math. Like 11 seconds. You know what? Just never mind. He's able to pull away from these two guys is what the point is ultimately about here. There, see Potts trying to take every little inside line he can to close the gap the best he can. Actually, beautiful entries in Indy from both drivers and beautiful exits as well, but looks like Potts got the better exit out of that. Really slung his car in there. Now we're having a really good battle. It's for third and fourth. Got a bit of a trivia question for everyone either watching live or going to be watching the replay. There was only one Japanese manufacturer to win the 24-hour of Le Mans. What make and model was it? And also, what year was it? And so we'll be coming up in a couple of minutes. Road King still leading, Potts still lapping quicker than Road King, so we should be able to see a pass for position coming up very, very shortly. 46 liters for Potts, 45 liters for Road King. Dove's got about 45, Camel 46. Jacob with 45, Dread with 46 as well. J-Mo with 59 since he went into the pit at like lap 2 or 3. Potts kind of falling behind there. So we're actually going to watch this battle for 6th and 7th. And these two are actually slowly catching up to Jacob, actually. They're about 5 seconds down. So let's see if J-Mike can't make this pass. J-Ma right on the rear of Dredd there, and he's going to be able to get the pass on the inside with only one working headlight. And he's going to get it done. Oh, a little bit of a bump there. Side by side through the second chicane. Still holding on. Great battling, great driving from Dredd and J-Mutt. So we're going to go back up here. This is Potts and Road King still. So, answer to the trivia question. When was the only Japanese manufacturer to win at Le Mans, in what year and what car? It was not the Nissan 300ZX to win overall. Not just the class, but to win overall. The answer is none other than the legendary Mazda 787B, which was in 1991. And it was the only one with the famous Mazda rotary engine to do so. So a great battle. Potts right on the rear of Road King now. So there's going to be a move to be made going into the uphill S's. Doesn't look like it. Both drivers pushing wide. Doing a little bit of mirror driving. Drivers for that Mazda 787B were Johnny Herbert, Bertrand Gachot, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Volker Wielder. Looks like Road King's able to get the car rotated better going into the Mulsanne straight around that kind of fast but sharp right-hander. Oh, and Jacob has fallen off somewhere big time. Oh, he is limping. Looks like he may have knocked it loose somewhere through the Porsche S's, it seems. And this car does not sound good. He's going to try and limp it to the pits here. So that is unfortunate for Jacob. Well, that's going to promote J-Mutt and Dredd up in 5th and 6th. When you think of 24-hour races, especially the 24-hour of Le Mans, you normally think of 3 to 4 driver teams, maybe a couple teams with even 5 drivers. But the last year that a 2-driver crew won was back in 1984 for Porsche. And that was Klaus Ludwig and Henry Pescarolo. But now it's pretty much mandatory for a team to have at least 3. And little known fact that in a 24-hour race, no driver can race more than for 14 hours. I've also been very accustomed to watching podium winners spray champagne in a form of celebration and victory, or just celebrating to get onto the podium. But that wasn't always the case. It actually didn't become a thing until 1967, when the legendary Dan Gurney was the first to perform the now customary act. Ooh, Potts. Ooh, getting really squirrely there. Holding on to it though. He's actually falling back from Road King. And that's probably the reason why, is because he's on the hards. And there's no heat, as you see kind of Potts kind of swerving, trying to get some heat in those hard slicks. So yeah, tires gonna be getting pretty cold here, actually. Beautiful singing of the 488 GTE going into the Porsche S's. And actually something that we just take for granted, qualifying. It actually wasn't until 1963 when the first qualifying run was started for the 24-hour of Le Mans, which was set by Pedro Rodriguez and Roger Penske, who ran the Ferrari 330 TRI. Before that, cars lined up at the start according to engine size, largest to smallest. So that's also very interesting as well. So the bigger the engine you had, the better your starting position, which is pretty cool. And then we also know that that in the old days they would actually sprint to their car. The drivers would start from the other end, like across the track, widthwise. At the start-finish line, they would run, they would jump in the car, they would get started, and they would go and take on off. So it is pretty crazy if you were to see them do that today, especially with like the safety measures and the safety harnesses and like how cramped the cockpit is today. That would be a sight to see. Just see them just sprint and then get all situated and everything. Back in those days, there were no seatbelts. They just hopped in, or at the very least, there was probably like a lap belt that kind of helped them into place. Very, very interesting to kind of go back and watch all those, very old racing documentaries and how much safety has changed, for sure. Definitely for the better. We've lost a lot less, great drivers and potential great drivers due to safety measures being being advanced and whatnot. So pretty great stuff. A couple months ago, I was watching an old documentary of what was it like? It was a 50s like NASCAR modified dirt race or something. They ran like 34 coupes or something like that, 34 Chevy coupes, and the host of the show, he would go around and interview the drivers, and he walked up to one of the drivers, like, can you demonstrate on how you put in the car, like get in the car, and then like there's all this space, and all he would have was just essentially like an airplane lap belt that kept him into place. And I just remember it's like, wow, safety innovation going a long way. It's like, oh my god. I mean, even look back when, like, I know this isn't NASCAR, but just those documentaries I was watching at the time, just like when they were talking about window nets being implemented. Like, yeah, it's safe, but they need to go to something that's, oh, Potts, can he hold on to it? Spins it right around, saves it, no damage done, but wow, just really, really snapped on him there. That's going to allow Road King to go and take on out, and he's not going to be able to dive in there as he used to because he's got some cold hards on him. And I think Dub Racing might actually have soft tires. Maybe, because his tires are a little bit warmer than Camel's, who are pretty, like, baby bluish, along with the other drivers, unless it's a different tire pressures, maybe. But even Dub, he's gonna lose it. Oh no, that's gonna be Jacob. Never mind. Whew, got scared there for a bit. Let's go and follow Camel around now that there's really no big battles going on. Unfortunately, Potts getting really loose, but we should see some pit stops in a couple laps time now. Be switching from the softs to hards, or they may be, or the hard softs, or they may actually stick on the hards, go through the night with them, so that when daytime comes, I don't think that's going to be kind of hard from a Me personally, I would just go hard softs hards. But yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough call for the drivers. Because do you want to just, you know, I don't know. I think it'd just be a lot safer just going softs, because at least you know you'll have that grip. Because these are long straights, you're going to lose a lot of temperature in the tires during down like the Mulsanne straight and the straight leading into Indy. So your tires are going to get cold pretty quick, especially going into Indy, because you're going to do exactly what Potts did. You're going to be spinning out a lot. So definitely I would take the safe route and go with the soft tires into day or into nighttime. Jacob has disconnected, unfortunately. Didn't even make it halfway into the race. Just had too tight of a setup, it looks like, man. Just couldn't keep it on the track. So we had 7, now we are down to 6. The driver to start the most number of Le Mans races is Frenchman Henri Pescarolo, and he took part in the race 33 times. 33 times between 1966 and 2009. That is absolutely insane. And he won it 4 times. He won it in 72, 73, and 74 for Matra. And he won it in 84 for Porsche with that two-man team that we talked about earlier. But the greatest number of victories goes by Dane Tom Christensen, who won it 9 times between 97 and 2013. Very, very insane stuff. Talked about the Le Mans start where the drivers ran across track to their waiting cars. Last time that occurred was back in 1969. And then for 1970 they would start in their cars at that diagonal angle, and then in 71 they did the forward facing method that is now used today. So pretty crazy stuff. And the 2 most winningest manufacturers would be Audi with second place with 13 total wins. But the most successful would be Porsche with 17 wins. The first of it came with the Porsche 917K. And the 17th last year was the 919 Hybrid. What year was that? What year was that? Definitely in the 2010s, like 2017 or something like that. And then Toyota was dominating. Camel coming up on a lap car, and that should be the lap car of Jema in front of him. And it sure is. So you know Jema's gonna be giving him the room whenever he catches up to him. Jema quick second starting grid, but hasn't exactly had the best of luck. So I think his setup might be a little bit too tough for him to tame, it seems. Just had some unfortunate offs. So going back to when the drivers would race across into their car. In 1969, the final season, or the final year that they ran, or that wasn't the final season that they ran, obviously, but the final year that they did the race to the car, Jackie Ickx, he didn't even run. He just kind of just waltzed over to his car, and he eventually just won. So it's kind of a form of protest where it's kind of like, this is ridiculous. Like, let's just start in the car and let's just race. And then they did a standing start in 70, and then the flying start was then introduced in 1971. Now we're at 14 minutes left to go here at the 2 hours of Sarth, or 2 hours of Le Mans, excuse me. It's been a pretty fun little bit of the beginning there between Road King and Potts. We've had one disconnection so far. 1 hour and 14 minutes remaining. We're going to follow Camel, trying to get around the lap car of J-Mutt, or the soon-to-be lap car of J-Mutt, rather, excuse me. And Camel's going to be able to get that draft. Oh, J-Mutt, wow, really wide, and just, I was like, car was like on rails there, just went right on the inside and held it. I thought it was actually going to lose it and over-rotate. Looks like his car is handling a lot better in the nighttime now. And there goes J-Mutt. He's going to go ahead and just let him on through. Oh, I thought he was going to come back on the track and like T-bone him. That would have been really, really bad. Well, with that action out of the way, I'm going to step away for a little bit. We'll be right back in about a couple minutes. As let's actually follow around Dub Racing. He seems to be lapping faster than Camel here. So we'll follow him around for a little bit. As I'm going to take a quick break. Then I'll step away for a little bit. Be right back. All right, and we are back as we're getting the first set of pit stops done and underway. It's Camel getting fuel in the car. Looks like we may potentially see a couple of splash and dashes from the drivers towards the end, but I wonder if it's even worth it to try to conserve fuel and save for those extra 2 laps, it seems. So that's going to be definitely interesting for the drivers, as Camel's going to put in the maximum amount, 83 liters. Looks like Dub Racing might be doing the same thing here. And they should be going on the softs. My guess, they're going to run on softs so the sun gets out, gets too hot, and then they're going to come in for hard splash and then finish out like that. So probably in about 30 minutes time, maybe. That's going to be my guess. And Dub is out. Road King is in. We saw Potts kind of jump in there real quick. So let's see if he's going to be able to catch the gap up between him and Road King for 3rd place. Dred's going to be coming in this lap as well. J-Mutt, plenty of fuel in his tank. So here comes Potts. Road King's still in. Potts actually took a little bit less fuel, so I think that's going to be for that strategy. I think he's going to run until the sun comes out. He's going to put on the hards, and he's putting a little less fuel, so he's going to be splitting it up, so he's going to be able to get past Road King no problem. So looks like different strategies. Potts the only one on a different kind of rotation strategy there, with the exception of J-Mutt. Very interesting thoughts. Very, very smart. So Potts coming out about 6-7 seconds ahead of Road King. Dub coming out 34 seconds behind Camel. So miles away. I wonder if Dub just fell down or if Dub actually had some damage he needed to fix. Probably also caused the reason being. Should be seeing about a 27, 28 lap race here. So far, only one car lap down. That's actually going to be J-Mutt due to his countless times of him going to the pits early on in the race. But everyone else still in the lead lap. Dredd being the next driver up to be a lap down, but that's still not even for another like minute. And Dredd has left the session, so now we're down to 5 drivers for another hour. That is unfortunate. So, that being said, we have hit the halfway point. 1 hour to go. 1 hour down. Let's go and ride on board with the Camel as we go a lap with the leader. Enjoy. And that was your lap with the leader following along there. Just watched him enter the stadium complex. How, we can only simulate this, because none of us here have the means to actually, race at this event. At least, not right now. But how, exciting must it be for, the new drivers coming in, going to their first 24-hour Le Mans, them getting a night shift, right? And then coming in and seeing, coming into this section right here and seeing all the stadium lights and everything, because you've been running, a good like 3.5 minutes completely in the dark other than your lights, and then coming in this beautiful set, you get the Ferris wheel, the stands, all the pit lights, and it must just be, just absolutely, stunning and astonishing to really see, especially, in these late or these early mornings or late nights, your 3-4 o'clock, you probably have a couple of stragglers up in the grandstands just watching. You have people along the fences, either sleeping outside or awake, still partying, or, whatever. It's very very romantic. And, I think it's like that for all 24-hour races. And, man, I mean, and plus, like, how, surreal would it be from entering that, and then you go down the Mulsanne Straight, not many lights around, get a couple from, the trailers and stuff, and the houses that are close by it, but it's just literally you and the road. Obviously you'd have to be dealing with a lot more traffic than what we see on TV right now, but I mean, you just literally be in your own little world right here. Then you have to come to the realization, oh crap, I got a break, I'm going, approaching, if you're in the LMPs, you're going up to 200 miles an hour, then you have to brake. I mean, it must be, just nice to really take it in for the next couple laps and then, get down to business. But must be pretty nice. Must be pretty nice. Another news, Dub Racing has dropped from 2nd down to 4th, and he is down quite a bit of ways. J-Mutt now 11 minutes down. So, I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, Dub Racing, he must have some big damage because he's still losing time. Yeah, his nose is crinkled up a little bit. So let's see if he doesn't go in. And he's actually going to stay out. So I wonder if he's waiting until he can put in more fuel for the end. Remember, Potts, he took a lot less fuel than the other guys, so he is a good 12 seconds ahead of Road King. But now they're well into the podium spots now, 2nd and 3rd. So 52.5 minutes left to go here, the 2 hours of Le Mans. Pop's running a 401.394 and Rosa running a 403.619. Just very... Camel's just so fast, man. You know, going back to him, you know, like he wants more of a challenge. You know, he wants, and that's not knocking, you know, that's nothing knocking these guys, you know. But he wants that challenge, you know, he wants to, you know, really push for a win. You know, I'm sure he gets his hopes up every so often when either someone beats him in qualifying or even gets close to his times, but it's that racecraft, man. Potts 402, 329. Take a look at the timings here, see what everyone's fastest laps are. Camel, fastest lap, 357.4. Potts with the 401.394. Road King with the 401.480. And then Dub Racing with a 358.131. And J-Mo with the 401.302. So imagine if Potts, Road King, and J-Mutt were all really close together. That'd be some good tight racing. And then Dub Racing would just be struggling just to stay within a couple of seconds of Camel. So Camel really in a league of his own here. Like, it is absolutely crazy. 18 liters left. And the fuel tank of Potvin sucks, and 57 liters left in Road King, so and they got plenty. But I think that's going to be a strategy call for Potts, because he's going to put in enough to make it to the end, as Road King and Camel, they're going to have to put in just a little bit, but Camel's got a big enough lead where he can just pretty much coast if he absolutely needs to save the fuel he needs to prevent from pitting. Definitely a bucket list item to go to the 24 Hours of Le Mans, because just being there, right, like this would, you know, obviously with the start and the finish, this is where I want to be. I would want to be on, you know, kind of these empty sections, you know, just try to get as close to the track as possible, you know, and just be there with the cars, you know. As they go by in the night, all you just see is the headlights. just be so surreal, man. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. That'd be really cool to go to, man. Potts currently on his fastest lap so far of the race. Can he improve his fast lap? Can he get into the 4 minutes? Oh, he cannot. He also cannot set his fast lap either. Potts running a 401. Let's see what Road King runs. He runs a 402. Excuse me. This is good for Potts because he wants to try to get as far ahead as he can before pitting for fuel. And I don't think he's going to be taking any tires. He just might be putting in fuel and going the rest of the distance. So it's going to be interesting to see how his strategy is going to play off compared to Road King, who's the only person that's going to be really contending for a position at the end of the race. Sure, this must be a good time for Potts. By himself by a good chunk, by about 15 seconds. But he'll be coming up to pit in about 2 laps time, it seems. Wonder if he actually might come in this time, actually. Well, let's about think about it. It's been less time in the pits, actually. And you got a big enough lead where you can do it. You wouldn't lose much time to Road King. I actually set him up really nice for the end of the race, too. J-Mutt has disconnected. We are now down to 4 drivers. Potts going into the pits. It actually is a smart move. Like I said, he's going to be spending less time in the pits getting fuel. I don't know if it's just going to be just fuel or not. That's going to get the position to Road King. He's going to move up into second place. So let's see how far behind Potts is going to be. Let's see if the strategy is going to be worth it. Potts is out. He actually falls back to, well, there's a reason why. Potts took on a full tank. I don't think that was entirely necessary. I think 60 liters would have gotten the job done from here. But yeah, he's really falling back now. He's a good 21 seconds down from Dub Racing, who currently has the podium position, who ran a 358. Camel ran a 355, and this is going to be as as cold as the track's going to get. 62 ambient, 86 degree track temperature. So absolutely demolished. He previously ran a 350, like a 357 or something like that. So 355, and still that's about as close to his qualifying time that he's running. He's absolutely just setting blazing fast laps here. And Potts trying to do the catch up now. He's definitely gonna have enough fuel to make it to the end. It's going to be interesting when these pit stops go. See where Potts going to come out. If he's going to come out just behind Road King or ahead. And then it's going to be who can keep it clean for the rest of the race. Let's go and follow Dub Racing around. He was in second for a good chunk of the race, and then something happened in the back, and well, with people dropping out, he's now been promoted up to third position. Yeah, Road King in the pits now. I think he's going to try to do his stop right now. That's going to give... Oh, he's out too. Yeah, he's going to top off, and that's going to give Potts the position back. So I think Potts might be on his way to a second place right now. We should be able to see Camel come in for a quick splash and Nash as well, and finish out the 35 minutes of racing left, because he's got a 2-minute gap. So we're going to follow board on Camel real quick. I got to plug my phone in before it dies, so give me one quick second. $32 to go. Dub Racing still in second position. He has yet to stop what would be his final stop, unless he's going to try to make it on fuel, but not looking all that good. Is this like B-Spec from GT4? No. No, these are actual people driving. This is like an exhibition league race. This isn't like AI. If that's what you're asking. But dang, I haven't heard that term B-Spec in a while. Yeah, we didn't have that big of a field to start out with. We had about 7 drivers starting off tonight, and then 3 quote-unquote disconnected because they're just having bad races. So we're left with 4. 2-hour race, so got another 31 minutes to go. And it looks like the strategy is going to kind of fizzle out. The strategy battles are going to fizzle out between Potts and Road King for second and third, rather. Yeah, no, this is nope, this is an exhibition league race for Camel's Premier Racing League. At the end of every season on Thursdays. So it's like the last Thursday of every month, how it normally usually works out. Road King 17, who's currently in 4th place right now. He has kind of like a recreation of like real life races. So like this is the 2-hour Le Mans in a simulated 24-hour event. So not many people showed up tonight. 7, and then like I said, 3 dropped, so down to 4. Yeah, doing some live coverage. Trying my best anyway. Unfortunately, not much going on. Yeah, because Camel was just coming out of the pits, and Dub Racing is just now entering Indy right now. It's going to come out a minute 16 behind, so Camel's going to be good enough on fuel to make it to the end. Dub Racing about 22 seconds. I'm sorry, 32 seconds, 31 seconds ahead of Potts right now. But that's all going to fizzle away once Dub goes into the pits to top off on fuel. Project Cars 2, yes, it absolutely is worth the $9.59. It has a huge selection of tracks and cars. I mean, if you're able to get the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC, I would probably aim for that, to be honest. So that way you don't have to buy any extra content, if you so wish. But no, if this game's on sale for $9.59 on whatever platform you're on, I thought it was raining for a second. I was like, what? Yeah, it's absolutely worth it. It's an absolute blast to race in and stuff. Wait, is it raining? No, it's not. Just shows medium cloud. There's no way. Yeah, no, there's no way. Definitely the the most realistic sim racing game on console you can get to. That's most definitely worth it. Like if you're looking for a pretty in-depth career mode, as far as like progression tree goes, it has that. If you're like a career mode type person, depending on what platform it is too. I mean, if you get it for the PS4, you can be racing with us and be having a good time. We race this game on Wednesdays. That's our league night, and like I said, at the end of every season, Thursday. The next day is a fun little exhibition race like this. But yeah, I mean, if you're just playing Gran Turismo your whole entire life, it's don't expect Gran Turismo like handling, because this handles much different from that. But yeah, $9.59, absolutely pick it up. Can't wait for Project Cars 3. Oh man. This none of us in this league are excited for Project Cars 3, like at all. The SMS took out they basically stripped out the whole game and made it a Need for Speed type game. None of us are going to be picking up Project Cars 3. We're going to be sticking on this until we absolutely have to change. So, I mean, if you want Project Cars 3, by all means, more power to you. But Project Cars 2, as far as like simulation racing, it doesn't get much better than this, actually. Project Cars 3 is going to be more of a simcade, leaning more towards arcade, kind of like Gran Turismo Sport. Kind of get that simcade vibe to it, because there's no pit stops, there's no damage, there's no tire wear model. So, or if there is damage, it's going to be all like aesthetic and stuff. Like it's not going to be like in this game, when you hit the wall, you're going to get suspension damage, or if your nose is crinkled up like that, you're going to have aero damage. and you're not going to be able to get top speed. You're not going to be able to get in the draft all that often, and you'll have engine damage. So you'll your engine wear will go up, and your engine could explode and expire. Project Cars 3, it's not going to have none of that, and Sully Matt Studios is going to pay heavily for it, for trying to go in this dumb direction. I don't know why. I don't know why they're going in that direction. It doesn't make any sense. You see these beautiful graphics that you're seeing with the sun rising and everything, and just how the shadows are and whatnot. Sold me. I'm a cop. Oh, you're gonna get it. Hell yeah. Yeah, get it, and then message the camel about joining. And then we're literally going to be starting, we don't have any off weeks in our season, so we literally run the, we just keep running it, really. But yeah, Project Cars 3 is not going to be any good. I'm not even going to waste my time playing it or even downloading it. So I'm going to watch some YouTubers play it and just rip it to shreds. Yeah, the C8 Vet ain't worth buying a whole new game for. I saw some people playing demos of it and stuff of Project Cars 3, and it looks like it handles GT Sport. It just doesn't look good at all. They're probably going to be stripping down. Actually, no, because I saw the car and track list they came out with. I think they're going to be doing less cars and tracks. But yeah, it's I don't know. The fact that they got out, if they would have kept with the pit stops and everything else, then yeah, all of us would probably be going to it. But the fact that they got that out, but they're still promoting it as a sim racing game, it's got the whole sim racing community so messed up because they're calling them out. They're like, dude, you're literally saying this, but it's not that. Oh, and Dub Racing drifts it around the entry into the Porsche S's there. But he's going to get it back up and running. He was actually catching Camel up there for a bit. 3:57 to a 4-minute. There's Camel in the back. Potts trying to close in the gap. He's actually falling back to Dub. But Dub's going to have to pit for fuel anyway, it seems. I don't think he'll be able to make it, though. And for me, yep, and Dub's actually going to go into the pits here. So he's going to be getting some fuel. So Potts in the middle of the Porsche S's. He should be able to get that spot, no problem. But let's go down to Road King. See if he'll be able to get that position from Dub. But as a big Corvette fan as myself, I have the Corvette flags tattooed on me. The C8 Vet, nope, sorry. You gotta cross that line. It's an American Ferrari at that point. It just looks too similar. Don't like the mid-engine Vet at all. And I hope whenever they make the new Vet, whenever the hell that's gonna be, they go back to the front engine. Because not happy with that at all. So Potts getting second position. Looks like Dub is just rolling out. Road King trying to get up to Dub, and looks like he should be able to get the pass done before Dub can switch off the pit limiter, and there he goes. And he is away. So 19 and a half minutes to go. Looks like we're gonna have hopefully a battle brewing. That'd be nice. So we're going to be watching these two. Let's actually go on board with Dub Racing here. See if he can't catch up to Road King in front. Different strategies playing out. See Road King locking up the brakes a little bit. Here we go. We got a battle. We got some action. Ring the bells. Wake everyone up. "17 minutes to go. This is the battle for the bottom step of the podium. Can Dub get in third place, or can Road King hold him off? Question is, how well will their cars handle? Drivers are pretty tired, I'm sure. Hour and 45 minutes have gone, 15 minutes to go, so it's pretty much a 15-minute sprint race between these two guys. They should have enough fuel to make it to the end. Road King with 52, Dub with 31, so yeah, they should have plenty left in the tank. About 3 laps to go. We're coming up on 3 laps to go. A red dot's going to be the Camel. So far, all cars in the lead lap. Not bad at all. "15.5 minutes to go. Road King running wide, cutting drastically on it. Road King in the grass. Ooh, that could have gone either way for both of these drivers. And Dub getting the position. Oh, Roking straight up blowing past the chicane. First chicane to the Mulsanne straight, so he's going to have to give up the time gained. Looks like he does. Looks like it's about the same length that he was behind. Wow. It's hard racing in these late stages of the race now. He's no Roking. He's going to be trying to brake as late as he can and trying to gain up the time that he lost getting on the grass there. It's now about 2.5 seconds down. Right on board with Roking. A little bit of backfire from the engine there. Trying to get that car swung right around. It looks like Dub Racing has checked out. Roking's car is handling very, very tight. Looks like Dub Racing's car has really got up to snuff here in these late stages. Can he catch up to Potts in the closing minutes? Dub running at 3:57, 15 seconds behind Potts. Running 5 seconds quicker. It's possible he can get him. It's going to be close. Actually, Potts doing a good job of staying consistent and getting and oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was really weird. Actually, no. Dove is catching up really, really quick. 13 seconds down. 13 to 12 seconds down. Yeah, I misread the times. That was my bad. But yeah, Dove is catching up really, really quick. He is hustling hard. And, ooh, it's going to be close between these two, I think. So Pottsbury getting a move on. He only has to survive another 8.5 minutes. So Potts ran a 4:01.107. Let's see what Dub Racing runs. He's going to run a 3:56. He is hunting him down now. Now approaching 11 seconds down. He is catching him fast. Dub Racing coming up on 11 seconds. Getting almost to 10 seconds down. It's going to be really, really close. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely insane. If Potts wins, it's going to be because the race was cut just a lap short due to Camel, but Camel just now crossing the finish line up there by where the blue dot is. And we're going to have two laps to go. Or if he takes it like nice and slow, this actually could be the last lap. Which I'm sure Dub Racing is hoping that's not the case. He's closing in now, only about 8 seconds down. 4 minutes, a little under 4.5 minutes remaining. Dub is closing in quick. Where was the space before? It's like you have the NOS button or something. Now 4 minutes to go. Running a 3:55.69. Oh my god. That's the fastest lap of the race. Dub Racing gets a faster lap than the Camel. That's insane. Where did this come from? 4 seconds faster. Pot's getting below the 4 minute mark, 3:59, so I think that's the fastest lap for him. And it is. Potts has plenty of fuel. Dub, he's going to have enough fuel to make it. Question is he going to have enough time? Let's go ahead and put up the speedometer. Let's see what kind of speeds Camel's running. And I think he's still really pushing it. He's actually going to have to go another lap around. So that's going to allow Dub and Potts to battle it out for second place. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. So did Potts take on tires? I don't know if he did or not. But Dub is on the move. This is white flag for Campbell, but it's not white flag for these guys, as they're just entering the Porsche S's. And if Dub can keep it clean for 1 more lap, he's going to have second place. Because I'm not sure how hard Potts is going to fight. I mean, no points are on the line. Top 2 positions do get prizes, though. .403 for Potts, a 3:57 for Dub. White flag's in the air for these guys. Roe King in the pits. Looks like he's going to call it a race. Unless if he crashed or something. So Dub still chasing down Potts. It's going to be close. Coming up on about a second and a half. A little less than 2 seconds between these guys. Topping out a 6th gear, going to 175. There's Potts in second, followed by Dub in third. He's got 4.3 liters. That's going to see him to the end for sure. So Dub with a lighter fuel tank by about 16 liters. He's catching up quick. It's going to be some good side-by-side action. If I was Potts, I'd be weaving. I'd be trying to break that draft. Like, I wouldn't be staying there. I'd be immediately trying to break that draft. But Camel, he's been dominating all race. He just crosses the finish line, and he's going to be your winner of the 2 hour of Le Mans by a good, healthy margin. Now it's going to be down to these two battling it out. Dub Racing in the draft now. He's going to try to take a look outside. Potts is going to kind of slightly cover that angle. And here comes Potts and Dub. Potts holding the inside very, very well. He's going to have to hold the inside into this next right-hander. But Dub, he's going to get the better rotation out, it looks like it. So Potts still holding him off. Ooh, there's going to be some late breaking moves into the final chicanes. Here we go. Dub looking. Dub's looking. Potts still holding. This last section of Porsche S this is what's going to make or break it. Dub's going to spin it. He's going to hit it hard. Pushed a little bit too hard. Potts, he can unclench the cheeks because he has clinched second position. Oh my goodness. I knew something was going to happen to one of those two. It was going to be in the Porsche S's, but Potts just skimping away in second position from this man right here, Dub Racing. Unbelievable. You know he's kicking himself, but Potts is celebrating because that would have been an insane battle. And then Road King rounding off in P4. We're not going to be doing any interviews tonight. Going to be calling it as soon as Road King crosses the finish line. And he's got 2 minutes to do so. But congratulations to Camel, led flag to flag without any problems. Big congrats to Potts for holding off Dub Racing, and a heartbreak from Dub Racing. Here comes Road King. And he's going to be able to cross the line in P4. So wow. Wow. There you have it. Final results. Camel with a second fastest lap of a 3:55.804 in first place. Potts with a fast lap of a 3:59.924 in second. Dub Racing, your fastest lap. I don't think he gets anything from that though. Finishing in third off of a mistake, unfortunately, coming out of the Porsche S's. Just pushed a little bit too hard and just over-rotated. And then Road King finishing off. 7 drivers started, only 4 finished. And that's going to do it from us. Next season for the Camel Premier Racing League, it's going to be season 29, I believe. And we're going to be racing in some Ford Escorts. I believe the schedule is yet to be determined. So stick around, subscribe if you haven't, give us a like, and we will see you Monday night for Camel's F1 Racing League. We'll see you then. Good night, everyone.